walk for 40 minutes?
No.
Come on, Gaia.
Come on, Gaia.
This morning we've come to the Redwood Treetop Walk here in Rotorua, and it is so cool. It's been on our bucket list for ages. It's one of the best eco-tourism things in New Zealand, and it is massive. It spans for 700 meters. They say it takes roughly about 40 minutes, but with Gaia, I'm not so sure. There's over 25 suspension bridges, which is just epic. And there's different levels as well. So if you're a bit scared of heights, you can do the slightly lower one, or you can go 20 meters higher and get a real experience of what it's like to be up high with the redwoods. The redwoods here are over 120 years old, which is just crazy. That goes back to like the end of the 1800s. It just blows my mind that these guys were here during the Industrial Revolution, basically. It's just crazy that these were little seedlings. You can see how untouched it is when you're looking down, and there's all these really cool paths that are free in and around the actual forest itself. This one you do have to pay for, which is $39 for an adult. It's definitely worth it though. We're really enjoying it. We're taking it at a nice leisurely pace, something really unique here in New Zealand.
If you've watched our Singapore vlog or somewhere else we went where I had a fear of heights, you'll know I'm afraid of heights. And we're doing this treetop walk and it was fine, and we've just gone up to the next level, which is 20 meters above the ground. And the platform has gone from being wooden to being like metal and you can see through. If you don't like heights, I don't advise this part. I think I'm doing pretty well, but we'll see if I make it to the end.
She has to make it to the end because there's no way else. There's no one coming to rescue us, and we just have to keep going because it's a one-way system. It's also really interesting because everything here is on a suspension mechanism. The stairs up to this level where you get to the highest point are also suspension, so it's quite an interesting experience walking on suspension stairs because they're just bouncing up and down, which isn't exactly what you'd want when you're walking up and down stairs, but yeah, interesting experience.
I've had to send Josh off ahead with Gaia because my anxiety about heights is kicking in, and I'm just so nervous about her leaning on the edges. I know that it's safe and I know that it's secure, and I know that they have little kids go through here all the time, but I'm now just going solo and taking my time, and he's the calm voice of reason. And honestly, it's times like this that I'm so grateful to have a partner who is just able to like be calm when I'm not feeling calm and just step in, and yeah, we'll make it to the end. Despite my anxiety around heights, I have really enjoyed coming here today. I'm walking across one of the final suspension bridges. I can see the exit. Maybe that's why I'm starting to feel better, but it's such a cool experience. And I think it's really important to do things that are out of your comfort zone and to push yourself to try new things. And for me, that is definitely what this is. So it has been on my bucket list for such a long time to come here. I can't believe I've lived in New Zealand for most of my life and never done this. And I'm so glad today that we finally ticked it off, and it's such a cool family experience. If you are coming here as well, there is a car park, there's a visitor centre with information and a little shop, and you can hire these little buggy pushchair things that you can take along, so if your child is not able to walk, you can rent one of those to push them around. And we've seen a few people with them and they look great. We probably should have got one, but maybe next time. From the first Redwood in Rotorua. Realities of traveling with a child is that sometimes things can be really hard, and we got to this lookout. We don't know if it's where we're supposed to be going or where we were planning to go. We've no cell phone reception, so we can't check Google Maps, and one of us just had to run out and see if this is where we think it is or not. And honestly, I just don't know if it's worth getting Gaia out of the car for. But anyway, it is where we were supposed to be going. We are at the Blue and Green Lake Lookout here in Rotorua, and it is pretty spectacular. It's a windy day, as you can see, but we have the lakes on either side here, and it is absolutely spectacular. Just the contrast with the redwoods in the background. Oh, it's really special. I'll see if I can capture this for you guys. Honestly, I'm glad we didn't get Gaia out of the car for this, because we would have been here for like 2 minutes. We're just gonna take it in turns running from the car to the lookout, and Josh is in the car with Gaia at the moment, and then we'll swap. Sometimes it's just too hard basket to get her out just to come up here when she's not interested in it, she's not feeling it today, and we just don't want to force her to do things just because we want to do them. But hopefully we'll go get some food and we'll all be in a much better mood this afternoon. Just parked up at the place that we're gonna go for coffee and some morning tea. It's called the Landing Cafe, and it is absolutely spectacular. There's people out on boat, the cafe is overlooking the lake here, and it is so stunning. So glad that we continued on and didn't stop at that last lookout thinking that was as good as it got. This is so much better.
Is it one day, can you day tomorrow weekend?
So we got a tip from our friend who is a local here, that if you don't want to pay for the gondola, it can be a little bit expensive, especially if you've got a few of you. You can come up Mountain Road and come and see this viewpoint, which is just epic. You have the whole view of Rotorua, and it's really special.
So I just found out that the holiday park we're staying at is actually where Cara and Nate stayed when they were in New Zealand 6 years ago. This has blown my mind, and I am so starstruck, even though they're not here. If you know me, you'll know that they are a massive YouTube favorite of ours. They were one of my inspirations for getting into travel vlogging in the first place, and I just can't believe we're staying at the same spot they did. Gone back and I've watched their videos to try and find the exact camp spot they stayed in, and it is right behind me, number 84. There is somebody staying there at the moment, so we can't really go and film their section, but it is the one just behind me. And next up on their vlog, they went down to the lake and they dug a hole and they had a thermal bath they had made themselves down on the beach. It's very cold, I'm wearing a winter hat. I'm not keen to get in, but we'll go and explore anyway and see what it's like. Behind me is a geothermal lake, which is locked off. There's a gate you've got to get a code through just to be safe, and also because this is a public walkway. And this is so cool because this is right by our holiday park and you can see all the steam coming off it. Anyway, we're off to the beach, so let's keep going. We've made it down to the lakefront now, and this is public property, public land right on the lakefront, and the sand here is pumice sand. So this is a little pumice stone and it should hopefully float. That's what all the sand is made up from. People come down here with a shovel. You can get one from the holiday park reception desk, and you can dig a hole, and it's like a warm hot tub bath to sit in. We've found some pre-made ones. I think Gaia's gonna test one out. Oh, it is hot. Do you want to come in, Gaia?
No.
No, you're not sure? This is a pool that somebody else has dug and I'm just taking advantage of. It definitely feels really hot. I almost sent Gaia in, but the advice was to test it first because it could be boiling. And the water looks a little bit dirty, a little bit sandy, but it's so nice and warm. I can definitely see the appeal in digging your own hole and coming and sitting in here. Even on a cold day like today, it's still so warm. Shall we see if my pumice floats? We've just found another even better, even bigger hole behind me. Somebody has obviously spent a lot of time building this, and if you don't have a shovel or you don't want to build your own, come down and check it out because there's probably going to be a pre-made one here based on the fact we've seen two in the space of like 20 meters.
We've had an awesome day here in Rotorua, and tonight is our last night. We've put the tent up and we are looking forward to one last night here in the campsite before we head off to Matamata tomorrow.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate you for being here. Please make sure you like and subscribe, share our channel with your friends who might enjoy this as well, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Go on some food. I'm wondering if one of us should like anything else.
So today we're here in Rotorua.
Californian redwoods in.
There's a pink guaca.
The redwoods in this forest are actually supposedly faster. I'll take books in. The redwoods in this forest are supposedly faster growing than the redwoods in California. I shouldn't say supposedly, like they either are or they aren't.
Yeah.
The redwoods in this forest are. I've had to send.
It's been another awesome day here in Rotorua, and blah, 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 blah.